Capital News, I'm Annalise Thompson. The government of the Bahamas held a workshop on the Freedom of Information Act, stating that full implementation of the act will occur in the next budget year. Maria Daxon, an attorney for Rights Bahamas, says the act is long overdue. Here's Tate Adderley with more on that story.
Recently, the government of the Bahamas organized a workshop on the Freedom of Information Act. With the corruption of previous government officials, the policy aims to curb corruption and encourage good governance. With this aim, many government officials and members of civil society support the Freedom of Information Act. However, Maria Daxon, an attorney for Rights Bahamas, has reservations and expresses the need for independence and impartiality.
Instead of having, according to them, the Deputy and Assistant Information Commissioner, you could have the Commissioner from the governing party. The Deputy and the Assistant Commissioners could be from one from the PLP, one from the DNA, or one from the civil society. It has to be independent and impartial.
Mainly, Daxon believes that changes must be made to improve the overall efficiency of the act.
Change the name.
Okay.
1. 2, they need to define who this act is related to. Don't put ministries, you need to put the persons, public servant, public officers. Understand? You need to say why this act came in place.
As the Freedom of Information Act is meant to improve public participation in national decisions, Daxon has suggestions of her own for Bahamians to get involved.
Town meetings. They need a lot of town hall meetings. They need a voice for the Bahamians. You need a voice out there when, like how they come up with this act. I know a lot of different organizations were speaking about this act. But the problem is they need to all come together and say, look here, this is what we want. This is how it should.
The Freedom of Information Act will be fully implemented in the next budget year. I am Ted Adderley for the Capital News.
This portion of the news was brought to you by The Sign Man.
On May 15th, 1990, my life changed. I decided to start doing what I love. Solving problems, breaking rules, creating solutions, and reinventing what a sign is. We all come through these doors every morning with a shared passion to bring your projects to life, including transforming your reception area. At The Sign Man, you can start as a designer and grow into a project manager. The possibilities are endless. If you can't easily come to us, we'll come to you. We always get your job done. As a company, we started with small local projects and now oversee large-scale local and even international projects. We've grown from 3 people to 27. But above all, we're not just a sign shop. We're a family. It's the legacy of The Sign Man.
Creative Nassau happens every 2 weeks to promote Bahamian entrepreneurship and support local native products. Our reporter, Janae Winter, has more.
Many Bahamian vendors are given the opportunity to demonstrate their talent, skills, and creativity at Creative Nassau.
These vendors discover the key to their successes by staying true to themselves and their culture. Astrid Pinder, or as people call her, the Wire Lady, is one of these vendors. She started Unique Handmade Jewelry in 2002, working with her husband. Pinder believes her work is successful because she supports Bahamian artistry and is original.
I stay authentic. I also, when it comes to my materials, not only do I find my materials in our ocean, in our waters, or land, I also support artists, other businesses who sell the wire, to sell the tools. I hate going online for anything. If I'm looking for something and I can buy it local and it's less hassle for me, I'd rather support that business.
Pinder also thinks vendors should be downtown more often.
With challenges, as an artist, sometimes I think when we're downtown, we would like to have more days. Just like how the straw market is out every day, we don't have that here in Pompey Square. I'm not really sure what the challenge is, why that is, but I think we're a quiet group. We like being ambassadors. We like greeting tourists. We're not aggressive. We're sort of the nicer folks, artists.
Colette Ferguson, Cocoa Reef Craft owner, likewise displays her work. She specializes in making jewelry out of straw and designs home decor with pink sand. Ferguson expresses her challenges of being an entrepreneur.
The challenge of this is getting the word out to know that it's authentically made, and for people to be informed of the process of making the product, because I actually went to the Family Islands, I cut the top, I was in the bush, and I got my product, so I wanted to know the full extent of it. I go through the process of drying, stripping, and plaiting, and that was the challenge of it. The other challenge of it is finding outlets for your product, and to be out here now that the tourism is giving you an outlet more days than what they give us now.
The vendor shares the same sentiments as Pinder and also wishes Creative Nassau happens more regularly.
Being commissioned that we can be out here every day for, and just like the straw vendors or just like the festival place, that would be a great opportunity for us because we are all authentic and it's made by us as Bahamians. So I think the benefits that they have, it should be afforded to us. And we are here and we're pushing and we're doing even better than we could do with our products and selling the Bahamas and who we are as a people through what we make.
Creative Nassau gives Bahamian entrepreneurs the support they need and encourages local businesses.
I'm Janae Windsor, reporting for TCN.
Another group of Bahamians got the opportunity to showcase their businesses funded by the Bahamas Development Bank. The company also endorses the younger generation by selecting a first place winner for the Developing Bahamian Businesses Essay Competition. The Bahamas Development Bank hosted an open house to promote successful Bahamian manufacturing businesses. Persons were able to ask, listen, and learn how to start their own business. One vendor that stood out in particular was Shiver, a company that makes sorbet. CEO Melissa Dovel says it's a wonderful experience, but there's hardship.
You love it. I love it. I love it. Is it like a family company? Yeah, it's a family company.
Students from several schools in the country were also in attendance to hear a snippet of the first place essay by Kavanya Sands, a 10th grader of the Hudley P. Christie High School.
One proverb once said, "Give a man a fish and you feed him for a day. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for a lifetime." Arthur Unknown. This proverb seems to imply that it is more meaningful to teach someone to do something for themselves rather than to continue doing it for them.
Crystal Clear Premium Alkaline Water is another Bahamian-owned company funded by the Bahamas Development Bank. A representative of the company took the time to explain what it is all about.
Crystal Clear H2O Alkaline Water is a water manufacturing company that manufactures alkaline water. My Freeport-based business is booming. Yeah, at Nassau, we have to educate people more, and we'll be there soon.
Other businesses featured at this event were the Coconut Factory, that specializes in natural coconut products, the Grand Bahama Beekeeping Cooperative, which manufactures products made with honey, also FSG Manufacturing and Charles & Charles.
This portion of the news was brought to you by Sands Beer.
The man in the boat scuttling round Bahama land. The man in the boat and the crowd is sipping Sands. The Bahamian beer, good right over here. If you bow to the Bahamian, raise your Sands in the air. The man in the boat scuttling round Bahama land. The man in the boat and the crowd is sipping Sands. 100% Bahamian owned, keep them foreign guys.
Available at Jimmy's Liquor Store or your favorite restaurant or liquor stores throughout the Bahamas.
With the uprising popularity of photography in the Bahamas, the media group Click has come together yet again for another successful photo walk to boost their experience and careers. Kristen Ferguson has more on this story.
Young minds gather at Saunders Beach to network and showcase their talents. Let's take a look. Every year, young creatives gather at the annual Click Photo Walk. This is a time for aspiring and established creators to come together to network, sharpen their skills, and advance in our industry. Photographers, videographers, and models alike all come together to showcase their talents during the photo walk.
Also, the lady in the black, Sonia Brown, she is everything.
The founder of Click, Gary Francis Jr., was able to share with us a little bit more about his work. He goes into what Click is all about and his advice for aspiring creators.
Click is a photography event that I put together as a network for photographers, models, designers, and any aspiring creative that wanted to have the opportunity to not just learn from each other, but to have photos taken. Photography-wise, I like to just have my art form respected and just get better at it. You know what I mean? It isn't necessarily about money or making money for me so much as it is just having your craft and something that you love, something that you take your time to create, appreciate it, and share it with other people. Don't give up. Like, that is one of the hardest things to do. Being a creative is all about your own individual personality and having the strength to share that with the world. Everyone is creative in their own right, but only the people who are brave enough to do it make a career out of it. And so I would encourage anybody who is starting in a creative field, any type of creativity, don't give up. You will get better.
He goes on to mention the success of Click and his plans for it in the future.
I do plan for it to be happening again. Success of an event depends on the participants. And so far, it's already been successful. And so I'm looking forward to already planning the next one in the future. Maybe even later this year.
I'm Kristen Ferguson, reporting for TCN News.
Just as those young photographers seek to brighten their future, students from all over New Providence are a part of the Urban Renewal 2.0 band, where they get a chance to learn their craft as musicians, but also learn about a better life. Here's Thaddeus Pierce with more.
The Urban Renewal 2.0 band provides an outlet to urban youth in New Providence. They seek to teach children through music that they can become better people in society despite what people may expect. Jaden Roll plays the trumpet in the band, something that he finds quite enjoyable.
The trumpet, I don't know, it's really just an amazing instrument. I wanted to be the band because one day I was just passing by and I saw it and I was like, Mom, I want to be in the band. Then she said, okay. And then she pulled over and we found out.
Dozens of students in the band share Jaden's love for playing, but learning about their craft isn't the only thing that they are doing.
The purpose of the band is crime prevention effort. We use music as a mechanism to prevent crime within the youth of our country. At the same time, creating a mindset to be successful. I have seen hundreds of band members since I started in 2010. I've seen hundreds of band members receive scholarships to very prominent and notable colleges and universities within the United States. Also, the University of the Bahamas. Also, we have band members who would have joined the ranks of the police force, defense force, customs, immigration, and the Bahamas Department of Corrections. Apart from that, we have band members who are now entrepreneurs, their own businesses, photography, some work in the banks, some in construction, So we have a lot of success stories in terms of the success of the young people.
As the band continues to grow, former students now become the teachers.
I was a part of Urban Renewal since I was young, when I was in Farm Road, but now it's still going on from then. So I basically keep carrying on the culture. After I came from school, I just continue giving my gift and the passion of music through the kids and the upcoming youth of the Nassau Bahamas, basically.
These band leaders use their gifts of music to mold these young lives. However, not all of the leaders are musicians. Some are just a much-needed helping hand.
Well, I now still affiliated with the inner city kids, and I was trying to find somewhere that I could find something for them to do apart from just hanging out on the corner. And I end up running into an individual from Fort Charlotte Urban Renewal, and he told me about the band, and my sons them end up getting in the band. So then I end up taking in some of the kids from the band. I started out about 4 to 5 years ago as a volunteer. I used to take the kids home in my car because plenty of them wanted to come to practice, but they didn't have no bus. And I used to take it upon myself to take them back and forward in my vehicle.
It's not something they have to do, something they're willing to do. Instead of kicking them out of the band, I have to suspend them from performances. It hurts a lot more than kicking them out of the band, because every band member we have here, they want to be in the program. To the fact whereas after rehearsals or even performances, they don't want to go home because it's a family atmosphere that we always provide for them.
The family environment that the band leaders foster ensures that kids like Jaden take away something more than just music.
I like playing in the band because it's really a life-changing experience, and everybody should get to play it, and it's really fun actually. So, one thing being in the band taught me is that you always have to be disciplined.
As the practice for the Urban Renewal Band 2.0 comes to a close, students go back to their several homes all across the island, leaving not only as better musicians, but as better people.
I'm Thaddeus Pears, The Capital News.
This has been The Capital News. Thank you for watching.